Um, I don't want to be seeing reptilians 3 times, man. You know what I mean? Anyways, my soul may be strong like iron, but my body is not. You know what I'm saying? Right? My body is mortal. Okay, so my soul, because I remembered at times like I felt it was drums beating. You know what I mean? So I knew it was taking me back into some kind of percussion because at times my church, my West Indian church, they use drums and stuff. Okay, so when I was going through that out of body experience and I was time traveling with that spirit, I was hearing drums beating, but then I was getting beaten. You know what I mean? You know, um, and it's like it was turning me around, and I'm seeing so I'm like in a grave getting beaten with a whole bunch of hammers. And I'm saying, I didn't. Next thing I'm seeing drums, and then I'm going back to the hammer. So what I think was going on, um, you know how sometimes drums could intoxicate you spiritually. You know what I mean? Meaning like if you're going into battle and stuff, man, and the African tribes beat their drums and stuff, it gets you like amped up and so on. Like I remember like um before I go on missions and stuff in Iraq, I would listen to like music to get me hyper and stuff. You know what I mean? Because music could do that to you. So like drums could do that to you too. You know what I mean? So that's another thing I want to say about man. You know what I mean? So drums, percussions. Um, so my spirit probably was getting pounded like iron, getting conformed and stuff to whatever the universe God wanted of me. Um, but I'm still human, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody stabbed me, I'm gonna bleed, and I'm saying that shit is gonna hurt. And I mean, if um my wife uh was if my wife stabbed me in the back and stuff, man, it might push me to tears. And I'm saying like if my kids get murdered, it probably put me to tears and stuff. And I'm saying like I'm human. I mean I'm still subjected to the emotions and the results of being human. And I'm saying if a human being faces muscle exhaustion, I'm gonna probably face muscle exhaustion. And my spirit will be like, no, we could do it. And I mean, or my soul will be like, yo, we could do it. We could do this, man. It's just me and you. You know what I mean? But my body is some. We're gonna go through periods of being doubtful because that's what I am. I'm human. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. I want to talk about something else too, man. Maybe I should wait for another video. You know what I mean? But I want to talk about I I try looking it up online, man. It's like it says this right. He who controls the force of production controls labor. Okay, I heard this in college, man. And when it was said to me, it was said from the aspect of Alan Greenspan. You know what I mean? He's an economist for the federal government, right? I can't find the quote. All I could find is a Karl Marx principle. You know what I mean? But Karl Marx never quote that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never quote that. I just heard it from um, somebody when I was in school and stuff, and just kind of explaining to us how if you can control, um, like you control the force of production controls labor, right? So force of production is money, right? If when you control the money, people will run to you. Therefore, you are controlling the labor, right? Here you control force of production controls labor. Because at the end of the day, labor is what runs manufacturing plants. Labor is what run the economy, right? But if you don't have the means of money, but you can control their minds and stuff, you know what I mean? Um, you could control the labor, such as the unions and stuff control labor, right? You know what I mean? So like you don't have the money, but you could control labor. You could control labor. You know what I'm saying? So so unions are also the force of production. You know what I'm saying? Also comes back to money again, because when you control money, you can control the unions. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it comes back to money. Everybody who controls money controls the force of production. You know what I mean? Controls labor. Right? Um, I think I'll come on to something, man, like artificial intelligence stuff. He who controls intelligence now controls the man with the money. You know what I mean? So when you control intelligence, you control the whole universe. You know what I mean? You know, we go right now, even in the U.S. and stuff, right? Um, Everybody's looking back at like, how did Trump win? How did Trump win? I think something sneaky went on with Trump winning and stuff. And I mean, and like, the Democrats know that, the Republicans know that, and so on. You know what I mean? Um, but it's like they are on the same level, on the same playing field, and they use the same tools and resources and stuff. So they are aware of each other's stuff. So right now, what's going on? They're taking a hands-on approach in the elections and stuff. And I mean, you know, they want you to write down what you're going to be doing and so on for elections, because um, it's kind of like an invisible person. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's not. It's the mind control. You know what I mean? And they don't have to use a chip. That was just a distraction. You know what I mean? So in case like um, I went public and stuff, and I had all the evidence lined up and so on, they'd be like, okay, Mr. Thor, what happened is like, there's no aliens and extraterrestrials and stuff, or supernatural and gods and stuff. It was us. And I mean, we had a chip in you. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's why when they put a chip in 2018, I didn't see it until 2020. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see it until somebody sucked on my arm and it popped up. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I heard about it because not reading and stuff. Okay, I was smoking pot one time in 2019, and I hear a clicking sound. I got scared, yo. I said to myself, that's why they told me stay away from pot in 2003, from '96 and 2003 with my two. So I, you know what I mean. But then too, like yeah, when I hear that clicking sound, that's when I definitely stopped. And then it went away and so on, and I forgot all about it and stuff because I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? I'm a human, and I could testify to like stuff like Adam and Eve when they say like, well, if Adam knew he was gonna die, why did he eat from the fruit? You know what I'm saying? So it falls perfectly into that and so on. Like you instructed, but then you forget. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, man. So I came back and I smoked again in 2020. You know what I mean? I didn't hear no clicking sound because I guess they was kind of paying attention to me at that point. And I'm saying because I was being monitored, neural monitoring, so they knew that it was being defective and so on, and probably from some results. And I mean, it was saying like I'm malfunctioning, so they was trying to fix it and so on. Well, anyways, man, the second, so the clicking back there, then when the guy pulled a Glock on me, I hear ka ching ching ching. So that's my tool consistency that this right here is connected to some. Okay, so this right here is connected to something back here. You know what I mean? And it's called a pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? And that's the soul. That's the eye to your soul. You know what I mean? Some people call you third eye. Anyways, man, I want to talk about this Alan Greenspan, man. You know what I mean? I can't find a quote. I cannot find a quote that he said, he who controls the force of production controls labor. You know what I mean? Right. But I know whoever controls intelligence controls the whole universe, controls this whole planet. You know what I mean? Um, the force of intelligence, man. But okay, so I want to talk about Trump for a second, right? I truly feel, you know what I mean? I could talk about this and so on. The Democrats can talk about it, Republicans can talk about it and so on. You know what I mean? But it's really out of control because um, it was a kind of like, it's not a kind of like, I don't know if they're doing this to kind of put balance back into this corrupted earth and so on, man. You know what I mean? Because like they're saying in the Bible, we have eyes to see, but yet we cannot see, right? Like um, to me, this earth is a beautiful place and so on. You know what I mean? Because this is all I know. I don't know no other place. Like it's like my only Buick. You know what I mean? My only car. I have to take care of it, even though it's they're gonna mess with me and put check engine light. My car gets scratched. Like when my car got scratched by the person hitting me and so on, um I was ready to buff it out by my hand and like I can't get rid of the scratch without a paint job, but I was willing to accept it. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? It's still my baby, man. And I even make a video about it. And I said, like, I'm not gonna cry, man. The experts telling me don't take no compensation for damages and stuff. Don't take no, you know what I mean? So I misinterpret that as like, you know what? I have to take the abuse and ride on with it. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of like one of those things. Like, you know that it's it's destructive. It's not destructive. The world is corrupted, but like, yo, this is. I'm sorry, your earth is corrupted, but it's your only earth, so you have to live with it. You know what I mean? It's like a parent who is raping you every fucking day. Like, let's suppose I'm a girl, and my dad is every time he gets drunk, he's raping me. Sometimes you gotta accept it, and it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. But if that's all you know, that's all you're gonna know. You know what I'm saying? You know. So that's a beautiful example of that right there. You know what I mean? I've been through that. You know what I mean? I lived through that, and I'm sorry to hurt my brothers and sisters and so on about their grandmother and so on, but their grandmother's really abusive. And Sparkle and Crystal could talk about that. You know what I mean? You know, that's one of the reasons why Sparkle and Crystal don't go back to Trinidad. You know. So anyways, man, let me see what I could say real quick about this. So they're controlling a lot of these toys been out a long time. Okay? And they was being spoon fed from these aliens. That's my point. The aliens are racist. They are racist. They are racist. Like they're really racist, man. And I mean, they're gonna claim that, and it's probably true. You know what I'm saying? That they had made a species of human beings to serve them. You know what I mean? It probably was true. But I don't want to be no slave. You know what I mean? I don't want to be no slave. I don't want to be no devil. I don't want to be no evil. Like if I had the choice, I mean, we do have the freedom of choice and stuff, right? Because my stepfather would say one time, like, life is like a stage and we are the actors. If you want to play the role of a bad guy, you'll be a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like you have the choice of that role you want to play. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm trying to pay attention to the universe too, right? Because like, because every time I'm driving, they want me to crash my car. Like, bro, this is my baby. You know what I'm saying? But they're doing it so much that like they wanted me to crash my car. So I'm kind of paying attention. Like, yo, like I'm trying to protect what's mine, but you want me to damage it and so on. I already crashed it in Canada. The guy already hit me in Philly, and he didn't provide any proper insurance and stuff. And I mean, like, what you doing? I'm trying to pay attention here now. And I'm saying, it's kind of like every time and I was paying attention to my universe too because I couldn't get no growth at Fortran. You know what I mean? But as long as you are, as long as there's a will, there's a way. As long as your will is strong, and I mean that was one of my motto in True Junior Sex. It's will. You know what I mean? That will. You know what I mean? I remember that was anybody who from True Junior Sec, okay, on your monogram. Will is a success or something like that, right? The will is a success. Look at that. Look how it's coming back. You know what I mean? As long as you have a really strong will, you could be successful. You know what I mean? So now I couldn't get my. It seemed like they gang up on me and stuff, right? Like all kind of lies and shit talking about I threatening. The guy from HR said I threatened John Forsman. You know what I'm saying? Look, well, okay. To his defense, man, I can't record it correctly and stuff, but he said over the phone when I called him from my house and stuff, I said something aggressive about John Forsman. I put it like that, and I'm saying he didn't say that, but I'll kind of water it down. And I mean, and if anybody did the investigation, so on, John Forsman is actually who threatened me. And I'm saying he threatened me about um, the union reps and stuff. And I'm saying, and like when you do ask John Forsman and so on, in his letter and stuff, he said like I wasn't manic. And I mean, I was peaceful because when I went to sit down in the room and stuff with them to come back to my job and so on, I didn't say anything. I stood quiet. I stood quiet and I agreed to everything. And then I walked out and I went to the director of DOL and stuff, which is like the CEO of DOL, and he took me to talk to the psychiatrist, and from all there all hell break loose and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And everything is just all lies from there. And I I didn't lose my job because even even if I threaten somebody, you could lose your job for threatening. You can see that you could lose your job for threatening, but that's not why I didn't lose my job. I'm the one who quit. Okay, I was directed by my unions. Just like, yo, you part of the accommodation program. They're not accommodating to you. Do what you gotta not do what you gotta do, but do this and stuff, and they can't stop you. You know what I mean? And he even went further to say like technically you could still work and make money and you get more money than you're working right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I that would have been greed. You know what I mean? Like they shoot me a YouTube video in the very beginning of the electronic harassment and stuff. They was like, it's greed. Nah, if it was greed, I'd be working. Because I'm not the only one. And I mean that is like everybody who come out of the army and so on, come up with via disability, and work or have social security and work. Look at Brandon. You know what I'm saying? Look at my buddy Brandon who lives behind my house. But they focus on me. And that's the racist side of it. Because like my resume can't stand out, but my car could stand out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the only black dude in my staff, in actually in ITO. In the ITO side of DOL. I'm the only black person. Nah, sorry. I forget about Frank. You know what I mean? Well, I'm the only white person, sorry, the only black person in T4. But I couldn't stand out. You know what I'm saying? You know, my resume couldn't stand out. I couldn't stand out. My good skills, background, so on couldn't stand out. You know what I mean? But yet still I stand out for these cops. You know what I mean? I stand out for the deep state. You know what I mean? So like on the good side, I couldn't stand out. But on the negative side, I stand out. Because you only stand on the negative side when people got tunnel vision. And that is the indication of racism. I mean, all right. Let me see how I could talk about how they racist, man. How if I could say the aliens are racist. Let me see, right? Um, it seems that like all the technology, intelligence, and the technology behind intelligence and stuff is some way just populating with the white race. You know what I mean? I'm is Arabian countries and stuff developing any technology and stuff, man? Is Africa? You know what I mean? I mean, if there's anything, it's between the Russians, the Americans, and the China and the Asians. That's the three superpowers right there. They don't have no melanin in them. Okay. And one last thing, man. They will say with the COINTELPRO and stuff, man. It's political. If it's changing the political order or social order and stuff, right? Um, if you did not put your name, like if I didn't put Trump, because I was instructed through brainwashing. Okay, I shouldn't say instructed through brainwashing. Yes, through brainwashing, I was instructed not to fill out a name for in Hillary Clinton, right? So I left that blank. Okay, I heard like automatically that went to Trump, and I'm saying, you know, So like I don't want to do somebody went back and fill it in. And my state was already a Democratic state. I mean, let's say like for like a Republican state and so on. If you didn't vote for, if you left Hillary blank and other people put them for Trump, I guess uh, so when you live in Hillary blank, they put for Trump, they automatically went for Trump. Okay, all right, that makes sense and so on. I was just kind of questioning like, nah, man, like they had some superficial, superficial, artificial intelligence going on there, man, and supernatural going on there. You know what I mean? Cause they have tricks, dude. They're dirty. You know what I mean? And like, remember, there's no honor among thieves. Okay. At the end of the day, like, if you really want to believe in the deep state and so on, you know what I mean? And they could do illegal stuff. There will never be honor among thieves. They could talk about like, well, technically, we staying quiet is not lying. We just staying quiet. You know what I'm saying? They will. Remember they are like lawyers. Cops are like lawyers. My car light was legal, and the sheriff was trying to argue like, well, technically, when the wheels are spinning, it looks like the lights are spinning. You know what I'm saying? I was like, don't do that to me, okay? Because if you want to get technical, when my headlights is on my car is moving, is the headlights moving? You know what I'm saying? Everything could come back to the theory of relativity now. And I'm saying, don't do that to me, man. Like at that point, you know the cops is reaching. You know what I'm saying? They was trying. So like, I like when you fighting when you by yourself and you fighting I want to say the world, but you fighting an organization and everybody teaming up against you, you're gonna lose. And like everybody will say that like America, we about the underdog, we support the underdogs and stuff, we root for the underdogs. Nah, nah, only in the movies, right? And the underdog is always a white person, right? You know what I'm saying? That like the white person like he might be in a kung fu game and he'll be the white person and he's the underdog. Yeah, so let's support it. I'm saying the white man. I mean, he's the underdog and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yet still, they will talk about how in the Aryan Brotherhood that they went and made the white race super powerful and stuff. And I mean, like they don't have sickle cell anemia or high cholesterol or heart attacks, and you know what I mean. They fucked up the ecosystem of the body and stuff to make the white race and shit. You know what I mean? That, yeah, I guess that's the underdog, right? That's the underdog because everybody else is properly human, and I mean, and the Iron race is like the superpower races. I guess they're the underdog, but like, I don't see them winning. You know what I mean? The only time I see them winning is in Hollywood, and all that is fictional characters. Like we in Philadelphia, there's a statue of Stallone, and I mean, like Stallone is not a real boxer, man. That guy was a real figure though. Rocky Bolsonaro or something like. I'm not. I don't really follow it. Barbanaro or something like that. I mean, Rocky B something like a B with Barbara Rose. I don't know. You know what I mean? He was a real figure and stuff, right? But that's not the figure of that statue. The figure of the statue's Stallone. You know what I'm saying? You know, they corrupt, yo. They corrupt and dirty. You know what I'm saying? They're really, really corrupt and really, really dirty. And they don't fight fair, but they expect you to fight fair. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I had that situation with the Carlites, man. I forget all about that, man. It was like technically when the rims are spinning, the it looks like his lights are spinning. You know what I mean? I should have hit him like, well, technically when my headlights when I'm driving and my headlights is moving forward, it looks like it's moving forward, so it's moving too. So I should remove my headlights from my car. You know what I mean? I should remove my fog lights too, right? You know what I mean? God, man, like I would never get over that. For the rest of my life and stuff, man, when I see somebody with a motorcycle with a flag on it and stuff, I'm go fucking bonkers. For the rest of my life, when somebody have a truck with a truck with a flag in the back of it and it says Trump or it says Confederate flag or it says American flag or it says Blue Lives Matter flag, I'm always go bonkers now. I'm fucked for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Reptilian, reptilian, reptilian.